Morning, everyone. Hope you had a great night last night at the Tech Fest. Jim Wigmore was fantastic, and if you didn't see her, then you missed something special. I'm Steve Letford. I'm a Sharepoint specialist for Microsoft New Zealand, based up in Auckland, and we're lucky enough now to talk to Chakkaradeep from Intergen, who's joined us. Chaks, welcome.
Hi Steve, thanks.
And that's a pretty cool name. I've just heard it's the only name in the world.
Yes, apparently.
You're unique.
Yeah, I haven't found anyone with my name, so I've binged, I've Googled, but none of the search engines have given me a name, so I think it's unique.
Well, if you want to find something, you know you've got to go to Bing, Chak. So
yeah, Bing.com. Right? Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your role?
I work as a SharePoint solution specialist for Intergen. So I basically eat, sleep, walk SharePoint.
Dream SharePoint?
Yeah, dream SharePoint, and it's really good to work in SharePoint because it's such a huge platform and has a lot of potential for organizations to have that, collaboration thing going on.
Agree. And it's great to see you doing my marketing.
Yeah, of course, keep you guys happy. You keep us happy.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, and so tell us, what's going on with the yellow stuff?
Yeah, so
you guys are always wearing yellow.
Yeah, Intergen has always, has been really unique, and wherever you go, you could spot them really well because we stand different from everyone, because we do different, and we quite do things differently, work in a way that we have always given the quality stuff out to people, customers, and we think we are very different from all other people here. So.
And okay, so and it's significant because you just want to stand out. There's nothing else behind it. There's no story behiund it.
No, there's no story behind it.
Okay, because I see Chris wearing his yellow Crocs.
Yep, yellow Crocs. So there's also yellow Crocs.
And you got them on?
No, I forgot to bring actually. I do have one, so I do have a pair. But I forgot. Yeah.
Okay, so Chak. So SharePoint specialist. 2010's come along now.
Yep.
Recently released, I suppose, relatively. And so, what would be your? What were the winning things for you when 2010 came out that got you excited?
There are actually quite a lot of features in 2010 that Microsoft added, but I think that the one that stands out is the business connectivity services. And as you might have guessed, that's what I have been speaking here in TechEd. So business connectivity services helps people to actually bring the external data. I mean, when people have SharePoint installed, it's not just going to be SharePoint. It's going to be probably SAP or CRM or some other technologies that they have alongside running SharePoint. So what if people want those external data that are not in SharePoint to present in SharePoint so that users can see what's going on in the organization.
Yep.
So business connectivity services exactly addresses that issue and helps organizations to easily build that connectivity between all these external different systems.
And surfaces that information very quickly?
Yeah, it's very quick.
And so twofold increase in the return of investment of those existing apps as well, right?
Not, you don't have to go and hang around with the IT guys. Please do this, just few minutes and you're all done with SharePoint 2010.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with those IT guys, right?
No.
And so, all right, so that's the BCS, and so you're talking about those at TechEd. So you've done one session already?
Yep, I've done one yesterday, and today one of the last sessions. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see.
So I think the last session is going to be a sellout crowd by all accounts.
Yep, it's going to be huge because I think people are really eager to know what BCS is about and what it all offers to them. So yeah.
And had a chance to look at the eval scores. Are they working well for you?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Hey, so Chaks, not only is your name unique, but it's also unique in terms of the exposure and the work that you do with the guys up at Redmond. I hear you're pretty heavily involved with that.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that a little bit?
So we do a lot of work with the Microsoft US SharePoint product team. So the recent work was when Microsoft had to release so many developer content and other IT Pro content for SharePoint 2010, so we were involved in a lot of the developer content work, and we built a few hands-on labs for the SharePoint conference, as well as the hands-on labs that's publicly available for users to download, and also some developer tools for the Visual Studio tools for SharePoint. And we get involved in a little bit of building proof of concept here and there with some of the concepts in SharePoint 2010, we have worked with a team where we built a proof of concept for business connectivity services and workflow association, which is sort of a limitation right now.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And so that must be pretty good. You must get loads of exposure in early kind of
Yeah,
early.
it's great to work with the product team because you know that you're working with experts and they really know all the stuff they do, and it's really good to work with them.
And so, have you had a chance to kind of influence any upcoming features or before 2010 came out, or are you
Yep.
getting involved in the early stuff for the next release?
I wouldn't say I have influenced people, but certainly I have submitted few bugs. And
no, there's no bugs.
no, no. This was before the early. I mean, this was in the early stages. Yeah, before the release, right? So we have been working since the technical beta and internal preview releases. So we were responsible for finding the bugs and sending the feedback to Microsoft, so they could take it along and go ahead and see whether they can fix it before the release. So making things look better.
Superb.
So, yep.
And so you've flown up from Wellington?
Yep. I live in
the big
Wellington.
smoke?
No.
And so you're not tempted to move up to sunny Auckland and make it your permanent residence?
No, I still love Wellington wind. So it's good to be windy. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And so what's your if we think about the 3 days now, we'll come to the final close of TechEd.
Yeah.
And so what would what do you enjoy the most? Is it is it the party? Is it Jim Wigmore? Is it
No,
the
of course, the party stands out. But I think this year the keynote was fantastic. Nigel Parker did a good job of presenting the demo, which had the cloud, the Microsoft Surface, and it was really interesting to see that working together, which I think Sky should probably pick it up and have it in their office.
Agree. And so, if I'm a budding kind of, if I'm an ASP.NET developer or a .NET developer, what do you do in terms of talking to those guys at Intergen to encourage them to build more on top of SharePoint, to build websites? Is that kind of something you do proactively?
Yeah, because people are eager to work on SharePoint, and typically we get ASP.NET developers, as you said. So basically we tell them, look, SharePoint is a website, right? I mean, you build a ASP.NET website, what are the different things you would consider? So, keep it the same. It isn't something that you would have to learn. It's all ASP.NET concepts because SharePoint is built on ASP.NET. Probably you might have to just go through the APIs and stuff if you are developing. So it takes probably a day for them to get along with it, with me giving some guidance. And after that, it becomes much easier for them because it's all ASP.NET.
Yeah. So you think it's an easy transition for those guys to come and work?
Yeah, it is easy transition. But to become an expert, I think they would have to put some time on. But to start off with and to get on and build some solutions for SharePoint, I think it's pretty easy for the ASP.NET developers.
Cool. And so, Chex, you're a well-known and renowned speaker in New Zealand now. So you want to tell us about a couple of the kind of sessions you've been doing, not just TechEd, but you spoke at other kind of events?
Yeah. So I've spoken at SharePoint Technology Conference, which is called SP TechCon at US. So that was even before SharePoint was released. So it was in beta stages. So I spoke a couple of topics there, and then I had the chance to speak at the SharePoint conference here in New Zealand for the past 2 years. It's a great conference if you want to know about SharePoint. And also I run the SharePoint Wellington user group. So along with Chandima, my other colleague who's running the SharePoint user group. So we do a number of speaker tours around New Zealand. So we go to Hawke's Bay, Palmerston North, and give some speeches around SharePoint. Yeah, it's pretty good to meet people, get to know what they think about SharePoint.
Agree.
Yeah.
It's all good fun. And so, Chex, we've just got a couple of seconds left now. So can you just close and just explain, I think it's pretty fascinating, so just share with everyone what your name means.
Well, my name, my Chakkaradeep is sort of a combination of two gods' name actually. So the first part, Chakras, refers to the Lord Vishnu, and Deep refers to Lord Sudarshana. So they are Hindu gods. So I think my dad spent a lot of time in making the name unique. So so what he did was he took the first part of the Lord Vishnu, one of Lord Vishnu's name, Chakra, and the other part from one of the Lord Sudarshana's name, Deepam. So he made Chakkaradeep.
That's superb.
Yeah.
And it makes my name look dull in comparison. Possibly, compare it to a couple of footballers, but there's certainly no gods in there. Hey, Checks, thanks for coming along. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thanks for talking at TechEd. I've really enjoyed listening to your session. I'm looking forward to the other one today, and I hope it goes well for you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
Thank you.